In my family, it's a tradition to eat tamales for Christmas every single year. But today we are turning tamales into a casserole. It's less work, less stress, and less mess. You can use rotisserie chicken. Then we have all of our seasonings here: paprika, oregano, onion powder, and garlic powder. So we are gonna add in our softened cream cheese. Now we are using enchilada sauce, so pour that in, beautiful. And now we're gonna give this all a good mix. So our chicken is just gonna be well seasoned, full of sauce. This is exactly what you want. Okay, so here we have our dough. Now I'm gonna go ahead and leave the link to the video where I filmed this dough. Super, super simple. I'll leave it in the description below. I'm telling you, this is the closest thing to the real deal. Like if you make tamales from this, if you make your tamal casserole, no one will be able to tell that this is like a low carb version. So we have our baking dish. So we are gonna start off by just spraying with a little bit of avocado oil. We're gonna put in some dough. Now the dough, what we're gonna do is actually spread a layer at the bottom. Almost think of this as a lasagna, okay? We're gonna layer it. I want less masa, more meat. So that's what we're gonna do with our casserole. We have our first layer of masa. Now let's go ahead and layer our enchilada sauce. We're making like a Mexican lasagna right here, okay? Now let's go ahead and spread our chicken. And remember, guys, you can do pork, you can do beef, you can do turkey. I just, I use whatever I have on hand, and today we had chicken, so that's what we're going with. Okay, so we have a nice good layer of meat. We're not about that skimpy life, so I wanna make sure that every little part of the baking dish is covered. Now to finish off the first layer, we're gonna do some cheese. We're just gonna sprinkle our cheese on here. And this is all to personal preference. If you wanna go heavy on the cheese, just a light, a little bit, and then you go heavier on top, it's really just up to you. Okay, we have that. And now we're just gonna finish layering, and I'm gonna show you what it looks like right before we get it into the oven. I actually kind of like it just like crumbly. On the first layer, I actually pressed it down, but I don't know. I just feel like it's gonna turn out just the same. It's like less work, and I just like how it's kind of fluffy. I feel like once we add the sauce and everything, it's just gonna, it's gonna absorb the sauce a little better. So we're just gonna roll with it. I'm gonna just kind of crumble it on top as so. And we're just gonna go ahead and add in our layer of salsa. You see how it's actually soaking in? I love that. Like sometimes during the holidays, you are prepping to go to like gatherings and stuff like that. And it's always just good to have things in the fridge that you can just toss into the microwave or even just reheat in the oven, serve for dinner. Like this is one of those dishes. I think this is gonna be so bomb. I think it's gonna look really pretty too. Okay, I love that. And now we're gonna finish it off with some cheese. This is just to finish it off before we get it into the oven. Now make sure that your oven is preheated to 375 degrees. Mine is it's ready to go. So as soon as I finish the cheese, we are getting this right in. So we're gonna get this baby in for 25 minutes. I'm gonna show you what it should look like once it's done, but I cannot wait to dig in when it's ready. Okay. It's giving me like enchilada vibes. I'm trying to, it tastes, so you guys know that I ended up going with a very quick version. We used just the salsa from the can. It literally tastes like my mom's homemade version. Like the one that you make in the blender, like it usually takes like 30 minutes to make. I think it's just because everything works so well together. You have, I don't know, it's just like, it's creamy. The textures, it just tastes delicious. It really is a great, like quick meal. You saw how I threw everything together. Throw this baby into the oven, pair it with, I don't know, this would go good with, because it's so creamy and it's like really hearty. I feel like if you're craving something like You know those days where you're just like, I want something hearty. Like I feel like comfort food. This is like a perfect comfort food. The best way to describe it is like a Mexican lasagna. Like just think lasagna, but like a Mexican version. This is it right here. Either way, I'm gonna go ahead and leave the recipe in the description below. Guys, if you like this video and this idea, make sure you show me some love. Go hit that like button. And don't forget, share not only the recipe, but the channel with friends and family. If you have family members that are diabetic, remember most of my recipes on the channel are diabetic friendly. So make sure you share that. But thank you guys so much for being here. I love you and I will see you on my next video. Mwah.